Sony is set to expand their Spider-Verse rather quick, according to all reports. And in the next 3 to 4 years, we will be seeing the live-action debut of Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen, and expanding the Spider-Man franchise in a bunch of new directions. Before the writers and actors strike were in full effect in the summer of 2023, there was a lot of talks in relation to the future of the live-action Spider-Verse, especially around the release of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. At this time, multiple people within Sony, including Avi Arad, who of course is connected to everything Spider-Man at Sony, Amy Pascal, the producer, Tom Rothman, one of the heads of Sony Films, all talking about how they can't wait to see many of these Spider-Verse characters in live action, specifically hinting and saying after the film released that Miles Morales on film is a few years away. Then we heard reports that they're actively working on it and that it could be happening sooner rather than later. After the film, they then confirmed interest in bringing Gwen Stacy as Spider-Gwen into live action. This would be outside of the MCU because they, of course, embargoed Gwen Stacy from appearing in Marvel Studios' Spider-Man films, but Miles, we don't know. Recent reports have suggested that Sony is now looking at a more safe approach to their Spider-Man films, and that essentially the days of, hey, let's greenlight everything under the sun that's connected to Spider-Man like Morbius is probably a dumb idea, and you should stick to surefire hits. So instead of doing El Muerto and all this other stuff, they know the money lies in Spider People. And what's being said is the fact that once they're done with Beyond the Spider-Verse and that's out the door, the focus is on the live-action Spider-Verse, and that Spider-Gwen and Miles are the one being positioned to get film treatments first. Now, this would be, at least according to reports right now, Sony's doing, and this would not, I repeat, would not connect to the universe that Sony doesn't directly deal with, meaning the MCU. So this would be part of whatever Spider-Verse Sony is building, whether that connects to TASM 3, or if there is a TASM 3, or into the Venom verse and they tease it all at the end of that film, or whatever the case is. That seems to be the goal for them. And honestly, I'm not too bummed about that, because Miles, to me, works outside of the main continuity, and then you can multiverse him in if you want. But Spider-Gwen, this one, I don't trust Sony fully. I just don't trust them. But again, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Overall, I hope it turns out good. I hope they can figure this out. But my real hope is that they can just work with Marvel Studios and incorporate the bigger Spider-Verse into the MCU, and then everybody kind of wins, because we could get Miles and Peter in the same film eventually, maybe even in like Secret Wars if they can get it out that quick, and who knows what else we could get in terms of the bigger Spider-Verse expanding for live action. I mean, imagine a reunion of all three Spider-Men on film, but then they're joined by Miles and Spider-Gwen. I mean, talk about printing money.